So we're in this womb, this period of forgiveness. Yom Kippur is the meta root of forgiveness and tshuva, returning to the self for the entire year. So the more we can prepare our bodies and hearts to forgive ourselves and forgive others, then it dissipates and spreads, infiltrates really through the whole year, and allows us to be more open and free and engage with the present more, because we're not stuck with that stagnation of the past. We're able to release that negative baggage and move on. So I'd like to explore through this flow the question of, what forgiveness do I need to let in? And what forgiveness do I have to offer? And this question may fluctuate throughout the practice, but to keep coming back to this question, and it may shift throughout the day and throughout Yom Kippur, but it's really this play of inviting forgiveness in and offering it out to others. So let's begin in all fours, spreading the fingers and pressing the knuckles down. Welcoming some deep, forgiving breaths here. And feeling that forgiveness spread over the palms and expand through the body. And really, forgiveness is just an expansion of love. It's an expression of our love. And when we can redistribute this energy throughout our form, anywhere that we feel is stuck or stagnant, we can rebalance the energy. We can move the body and change the narrative from there. So let's take a few cat and cows as a means to open, moving the energy around. Pressing through the index finger. And let's tuck the toes and lift the hips, sinking the heels into your downward facing dog. Welcoming new energy and new breath flow through your dog. Glancing through this body, this form, and noticing where is stuck, where is stagnant, what holds resistance, and where that is held in the body, where it's seated. Just observing it without trying to change it. And perhaps letting that observation melt some resistance. And when we melt the resistance, we can begin to move and flow in a new way, inviting new energy in. Let's step the right foot forward. We'll take a twist to the right, expanding your energy like a star, reaching through the fingertips, sinking back through the left heel. Twisting any baggage or stuckness out of the body into an open slate of forgiveness and renewal. And sweep the palm down, step it back into your dog. Glancing the awareness through the body and letting any resistance melt away. Stepping the left foot forward, twisting towards the left, redistributing your energy here, expanding in all directions. And then gently release the hand. Step the right foot forward into a fold. The element of Tishrei is wind. So really lightly bending the knees. Imagining there's the wind just sweeping you right and left, gentle sway. And the element of wind invites flexibility, openness, not getting stuck on the past, but forgiving, moving on, letting go, and letting the wind just take us to the right and to the left. We also invite in the wind through our breath and let the breath sway the movements. Letting the wind caress the skin, feeling clear, renewed, like you're opening a window to new air coming in. Inhale, let's take a flat back, lifting the crown, sweeping up the heart. And exhale, hands come down. Let's step the left foot back, coming into a lizard pose. So left knee down. Bring the hand to the inside of the foot, open to the right edge of the foot. And you can come down by bringing the prayer hands together. Or if you need to stay up on your palms today, that's fine too. Sinking down here and letting that element of wind gently rock your hips. Find some flexibility. Anytime we resist forgiveness, it becomes stuck in our tissues. So as we observe this, finding the free-flowing fluency of our body, allowance of new energy through these places, and then finding that resistance melt away. Nice, we'll lift up, sweep the hand back around, step the left foot forward into your forward folds, coming into yourself, forgiving yourself for letting yourself down this year. Any ways you didn't show up for yourself, just wrap your hands behind yourself, giving you a hug, pulling you in towards the top of your legs. Because really forgiveness starts here, it starts within. Let the ankles deepen into the mat. Inhale, flat back. Let the heart float above the ground. It's what it feels like when we can forgive. We feel a softness and a floatedness of the heart. And then fold in, step the right foot back into your lizard. Left arm comes to the inside, open to the outer edge of the left foot. You can roll up the mat under the knee if you need some more padding. Stay on your palms or come into prayer hands. Let the seat of the forehead just drip towards the ground like honey. As your thoughts begin to sweeten and letting any stagnation melt away, letting energy flow through you, around you, and to you. Again, inviting that element of wind as the hips may softly sway right and left. Maybe the palms rub slightly against each other. Getting out of any rigidity and entering into more flexibility. We'll lift up, wrap the left arm around, lift the right knee, step it forward into your fold. And then rolling up from the soles of the feet, lifting our hands to the Achas B'Shana, the singularity of the year, which is Yom Kippur, that oneness, the point of stillness of the year. We're lifting up and exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll go through 3 sun salutations, observing any resistance in the body, any resistance to offer forgiveness or to accept forgiveness. And observing without trying to change, but just as a way to notice. And perhaps that allows some resistance to melt, and then a new flow of energy can be redistributed through the body. So we'll drop the palms, inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Step it back into a plank. Press into the knuckles and index finger. Stabilize through the core, but find softness through the eyes and temples. And we'll lower halfway. Inhale to an upward facing dog, lifting through the heart and chin. Exhale, tuck the toes, step it back, down dog. 3 breaths, inviting in forgiveness into the heart, into the body. Lightly bend the knees, hop or jump to the top of your mat, fold in. Inhale, roll all the way up, sweeping the hands to the sky. Exhale, bringing in forgiveness, an open slate of renewal into the heart. We'll go through that next time, a little bit less cues to give you a little bit more space. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, palms down, plank. Lower. Inhale, the chest forward. Exhale, step it back. 3 breaths. Letting the breath arise and depart. Let's take one more flow, this time even slower at your own pace, your own breath, as slow as you can. Forgiveness is a slow, intentional process. Nothing is rushed. We release expectations on the way. No rush. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Maybe feeling more open, feeling blood pumping through you, energy flowing, feeling the inherent fluency of your healthy, joyous body. Let's bring the toes just a few inches forward. Bring the left hand to the outer right shin and twist under that right underarm, sinking the heels evenly. Find expansion. Let your breath radiate through your body. And left palm down, other side, right hand to the outer left shin. Pull yourself towards the left. Look up. Notice any resistance. Let it melt. And we'll press the palms down, back into your down dog. Maybe walk the feet back. So we're going to imagine it before we do it. We're going to step the right foot forward into a high lunge, and we'll sweep the hands up like we're leaping upwards. Going to embody the Hebrew letter of the Lamed, which is the king of all the other letters. It lifts up higher than the rest, and it's about spiritual elevation and reaching for our highest self. So let's step the right foot forward, come up onto the ball of the left foot, and inhale, lamed the palms all the way up like you're lifting everything, reaching for new heights. The Zohar calls the lamed a tower soaring over the rest. We're just soaring upwards and then sinking the hips. Feeling every cell in you just lifting up, just like Tishrei is the birth of all the Avos, the matriarchs and patriarchs. It's the seat of all holiness for the year. Just lifting and allowing ourselves to soar above the rest of the year. And exhale, palms down, step it back, down dog. Lamed also stands for Lev Mavin Das, which is the heart that understands Das. Das is that seed of higher awareness. Just like the Lamed, it's above linear thought. It's the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit that hovers above the realm of logic and rationality. So let's try the other side. Step the left foot forward. First, find your footing, stabilizing through the feet. And then inhale, sweep, soar up into your lamed, reaching through the side body of the heart, up through the arms, palms, fingertips, crown, our spirit just floating above the rest. Lamed also stands for the lulav, which is the shape that resembles our spine, connecting the heart and the body. It's a total integration from above down to below. Exhale, palms down. Step it back into your dog. Sometimes when we can forgive, that just automatically allows our spirit to soar and leave the confines of stagnation into a complete new slate of openness. We'll take another standing posture. Let's step the right foot forward and lift into a warrior three. Fingertips can be on the mat, or if you want to test your balance and deepen this posture, you can bring one hand to the outer right heel and the left hand to the inner left heel. Press evenly through the toes and pull yourself apart. What does that mean? Pull yourself apart. It means left thigh extends away from the right toes. Pubic bone extends away from the navel. The sternum reaches forward. The crown reaches forward. Nice. And step it back into your dog. Notice how that expansion, that pulling ourselves apart, allows us to break the cobwebs of stuckness and baggage between our partners, our friends, and opens up new energy channels. Let's try the other side, left foot forward. Let's lift the right heel back into a warrior three, fingertips down or bring them to the heel. Pulling yourself forward. The left heel, the right toes reach back. Right thigh reaches back away from the left toes. And release, step it back, down dog. Invite in the wind through your breath, the hips swaying right and left. And then step the right foot about in the middle of the mat and reach the right hand for the outer right corner of the mat. Left hand comes onto the left hip. We'll bend the knee and hold on to the top of the foot, deepening into your quad. And this quadricep is where we hold a lot of emotionality, a lot of stuckness. So kick into your hands. Feel that resistance begin to dissipate through the quad, out of your system, flowing into openness. Nice. Release the left leg. Come into a standing split as you rotate your hips towards linear and then lift the left heel up to the sky. Pulling yourself apart. Entering into expanse. And step it back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Flowing forgiveness into the heart, into the body. And we'll bring the left foot about halfway through the mat. Reach the left fingers to the outer left corner of the mat. Right hand can start on the hip. Lift the right shoulder above the left shoulder and then bend the right knee. Reach back for your quad, for the top of the foot. Feel that quad opening as you kick into your hands. Releasing tension here. One of the biggest muscles in the body that really holds so much stagnation that we hold on to. And gently release the foot, come into a standing split on this side, reaching right heel away from left. Step it back into your dog. Let's rock forward into a plank. Bring the knees down and lower all the way to the mat. We'll take 3 baby cobras here, spreading the tops of the feet onto the mat, pressing pubic bone down, tops of the thighs, that place that we just opened and melted, let that deepen into the mat. And then inhale, lifting the sternum and the heart away from the mat. Feeling the chest expand. Letting the breath enter and depart. Feeling the touch of breath, just like you'd feel wind sweeping across you. And exhale, lower to the mat. Feel that sense of humility as we bow. Again, tops of the feet pressed down. Inhale, lift through the chest. Drop the shoulders down and squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Hug the elbow tips in. Allowing in totally new life force, forgiveness into the front body. And exhale, bow it all forward. And bowing to anyone who's hurt us, just as an acknowledgement of the godly spark within them, the goodness within them. And then one more time, press into the palms, lift through the chest. Feel the tops of thighs melt downwards. And exhale, release it down. We'll press up and come onto our knees. We'll spread the heels apart. So we're going for those quads again. Can push into the inner arches of the feet. So as a way to stabilize your energy here. And then you can walk the hands behind you, either coming onto the palms or letting the elbow tips come down, or if it's in your practice, to lay all the way back. Sometimes not forgiving ourselves or someone else creates a turbulence in our life, anxiety, chaos, or just physical tension. So creating this space, setting up for Yom Kippur as a means of clearing out, cleansing, like we're jumping into a mikveh and coming out open, clean, expansive, and renewed. Let's lift on up and come onto a seat. Extend the feet forward, interlace the hands so the heels are about hip width distance or wider, and press the palms forward between the hands. Like we're diving in between the feet. Sit bones are pulling back, heels are pulling forward. Keep reaching. And then release the palms, bring the heels together and fold forward. The word Tishrei, before Babylonian times, this month was called the month of the strong ones, also the month of the ancients. And the Akkadian word for this month means, Tishrei means to dedicate. So in this forward fold, let's take a moment to dedicate our practice, dedicate one breath even to an ancient one, a strong one, someone on our path, someone who came before us, who's allowed us to be here to practice deeply and fully. And if we're having difficulty with forgiveness, allow that strong one, that ancient one, to enter into this practice. Let yourself drip down like honey. And then we'll draw the soles of the feet together. We'll come down onto our backs. Let the knees hang wide, or you can bring pillows under your thighs. And the hush, the sense of the month of Tishrei, is touch. It's intimacy, and that begins with feeling intimate with ourselves. So without thinking too much, let the palms just fall wherever they fall. And the sense of touch is connected to the lower hay of Hashem's name, connected to the world of Asiya, this lowest world of action. It's the most physical, the most tangible of the senses. And from there we go higher, more inwards and more refined. But wherever your hands fall, just to be attuned to that energy under the palms. Very intimate gesture between you and yourself. Feel the sweet forgiveness in your palms. This sense of loving compassion and tender care towards yourself and towards your state right now. And let your body rise to meet your palms. And then hugging the knees into the chest and just rocking forward and back, massaging out the spine, the lamed, which is the lulav, this great integration system. And we'll come up into a seat. And it can be any kind of seat. It can be butterfly, it can be lotus, or just any seat. But how can we arrange ourselves here so that our body can be a prayer for forgiveness? So however that looks to you, how can your body take shape to resemble a forgiving prayer? Take a few moments to just explore that position for you. And allow the breath to arrive in your shape. And then leave. Allow your eyes to feel nice and soft. If you're seated, allow the spine to grow tall. And as the quiet reveals itself from within your body, bring the palms to the heart wherever you are. this whoosh of touch, of physical sensation in Tishrei. And draw your chin down towards the chest and just be here for a moment. Feel a sense of evenness take shape through the form of your body. And any images, allow them to come into your mind and then pass. There's no need to stay still or stuck in any rigid posture. It's the element of wind, so let your body move with your meditation, however it feels good. Feeling a softening in the heart, a sturdiness and stability in the belly. And then if you're moving gently with the wind, let that moving come slower and slower into a stillness. Yom Kippur is the achas, the shana, the singularity in the year, the point of stillness and oneness. So even when there's turbulence and chaos and change around us, it's this dimension of time that is immovable, that stays connected to the core, the center. And it's then that we can activate our yechida, which means oneness, the very highest, deepest level of the soul that's just one. So possibly you could feel movement around you, but focus gently on the stable stillness within you at your core. And this place that we found together is so pure, it's so good, no matter what we did this year. The word shana, which is year, is connected to shinui, which means change. Any changes, transformations, sins, burdens, nothing affected this pure, still center. You can bring your hands to the heart and allow yourself to whisper anything that needs to be spoken out loud for forgiveness to occur. Any words that arise, whisper it out loud. And let's gently bow towards the heart. Gratitude towards this practice, towards our efforts, towards showing up, and towards forgiveness. We'll release the palms to the knees. This period of atonement, as we hear on Yom Kippur, if you take the word atonement, you get at one-ment. That's what really it's all about. It's coming from the external turbulence closer and closer into the still, sacred center, the yechida, the part of the soul that's only revealed once a year on Yom Kippur. Can we quiet ourselves? Can we attune ourselves to be able to hear this sweetness, this immovable, unchanging nature. So I will come up here